Hello everybody, it is Sunday. I'm going to kick off another reading vlog, and I thought I would just pop up on here and show you all the books that I need to finish by Thursday. Can I do it? It will be the thing. So yeah, I think I have, if I've calculated right, I think I'm working on 6 books. Most of them I'm almost halfway, or I'm fairly close to being halfway, or I'm over halfway. So it's fairly doable, and one of them is like a kid's book, so that one's pretty doable. But so we have books that you've heard me mention like all month long. So I have The Wire and the Blood by Val McDermott. It's the second book in the Tony Hill and Carol Jordan series, and I am pretty much about halfway. I may be a little bit more than this, and I haven't marked it. The one thing I hate about this book, it's not the content, it's the fact that there's no chapter numbers. I hate it. Like, you can't, there's nothing. Nothing. So I can't be like, when I'm listening to the audiobook, it doesn't mention any chapters because there's no chapters. So then it's really hard to mark my spot so that I can see, how far I'm getting or gaining or anything like that. I don't like that. Aggravates me. Then the next one I have is In the Woods by Tana French. It is the first book in the Dublin Murder Squad, and this one I am like over halfway. You can see, getting there. And boy, this is a big one. This is really heavy because it's the large print edition. But I would say that I'm thinking that this one is okay, but I'm not really enjoying it quite as much as I thought I would. But still got a ways to go to see if it surprises me at the end. I went and got my library copy. I had a hold. I am listening to The Cabinets of Curiosity by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Childs, so now I have something to hold up. And yeah, I don't have it marked in this one because I just got it, but I would say I'm about like right there, somewhere around there. I am fairly close to being halfway through it, if I'm not like halfway through it, but somewhere around there. I'm really liking this one. I just really like Pendergrass and his dry sense of humor. He reminds me of Tommy Lee Jones on like Men in Black when he says something that makes you chuckle, but like he's like looks dead serious or whatever. That's what Pendergrass reminds me of. And then I am going to finish up Mr. Limoncello's Great Library Race by Chris Grabenstein. I am farther than this, I believe, but yeah, I think I've listened to some and haven't marked it, but I'm farther than that. But yeah, this one I think I have like 3 hours left to listen to it, so it'll be quick. I have my ebook that I'm working on, Undercover Couple by Barb Hahn. I will put the picture here. It doesn't have a picture on my e-copy. It's a e-arc, and that one doesn't have the picture on it, which is a bummer. But yeah, I'm enjoying that one so far. I think I'm like 42, 43% into it, maybe somewhere around there. Just haven't really devoted a lot of time to it. But I do think I can get that one done. And I am curious. And I am also listening to The Breaking Point by Mary Roberts Reinhardt. It's not very good, or I'm not really liking it that much, but I keep going because I'm curious to see how it's going to end. But I'm also enjoying like the chatting in the March Mystery Madness group where they're talking about this one because it was Janelle's group read, and not very many people are really enjoying it that much, and so it's just kind of fun to like go through it and like read all their comments. When I get done with this section, I like go and look at their comments and things like that. I am listening to it on YouTube, and I don't think the narrator's really all that great, but I don't think I would get through it if I didn't listen to it because it's kind of boring. But that's just my take on it. It's a little boring. But yeah, so that's all the books. So yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. So I thought I had 6. I'm pretty sure that's everything. So I know some of these, if I just listen, I will get them done like really quick. I can probably get 1 or 2 done in one day since I am like halfway through them. So I do think I will get all of them done. Just depends on how my week goes. And I have till Thursday, so I can do it. I can do it. Hello, everybody. It is Monday afternoon, and I thought I would pop on here and let you all know that I finished Mr. Limoncello's Great Library Race by Chris Grabenstein, and it was so cute. It's a lot of fun. If you can hear a tractor in the background, I'm sorry. My dad is trying to get our tractor going because it is brush hogging time, and I've been after him to do this. So, of course, he's going to do it when I decide to film. But yeah, so it's a super cute. I really like this series. It's a lot of fun. It's a mystery. It teaches kids all about library, and in this one it's all about like research and stuff like that, and how, you know, researching things. When you think you found something that's a little fishy, to do your research. Can't just automatically assume that what you hear and what somebody is saying is true unless you've researched first. That is so very true for this day and age, because with everything that you can post on social media, you can never take anything at face value. Do your research first. That's my take on this book. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun. And it had the same players that have been in it. Got Kyle Keeley and his friends. And yeah, somebody is saying that Mr. Limoncello got his idea for his very first game from somebody else. And so they are doing their research to find out before they say it to the world that what they know is true. They don't think it is, so they're going to figure it out. And so yeah, I really liked it. One down. And today I'm going to be working on The Cabinets of Curiosity by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. We'll probably be working a lot on this tonight. I decided to bump this one up because I just realized that, like, I have today in my, like, library, the thingy goes back. And so I'm like, oh no. And so I'm like, only like a little over halfway. And so hopefully I can get this done. I've worked on it while I had to get stack wood. Hopefully the very last time I have to stack wood this year until next winter, or at least. I don't want to have to stack anymore. And so yeah, I'm going to be working on this one. And I'm really enjoying it. I love Pendergrass. He is so much fun. And I like the players that are in this. I like Nora, and I like O'Shaughnessy. He's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm going to work on that one. And if I get that one finished today, I will pop back on here and let you know what I thought of it. Good evening. It is still Monday, and it's close to 10 o'clock at night. But I finished The Cabinet of Curiosity by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child. Whew. It was a race to the finish line because I realized that I only had today, excuse me, to finish it because it goes back on overdrive tomorrow. And so I was like, oh, I've got to get this finished. So yeah, I really like this one. I would give it probably about 4.5 stars. It was really good. It's about they are building a site, and they're like tearing down stuff, and they find like this whole bunch of bodies in this place. And of course then Pendergrass gets involved, and the police there, and some people are wanting it shut down and, like, you know, nobody mess with it. The guy that's running the construction or whatever, and that has bought the property or whatever, he doesn't want people to be messing with it. And it looks like it should be like more like a historical place where they should excavate it and find out about, you know, what happened. It's like, was there like this epic serial killer that like got rid of all these bodies here and they didn't even know about it? but it's like they kind of want to get it hush hush and like close it up real quick. And so Pendergast's trying to figure out things, and of course you've got Bill Smith back who's trying to figure things out, and then you're introduced to a new character from wasn't in the first two, and that's Nora Kelly. And that's when I realized that this book must be like several months after the first two. And so you no longer have De Acosta, which is kind of a bummer because I liked him. But he's moved on somewhere else and he's writing like detective novels or something. And then Margot is like somewhere else too. But it's still the Natural History Museum, but there's just new people running the place. And Nora Kelly is an archaeologist that works there, and she gets involved because Pendergast wants her to work on things, and so yeah, they get involved that way, and then there's some more killings that happen, and they're kind of like the same way that these bodies that they found, like the bones, like what happened to them, and so it's like, is it the same person because that's a long time ago, or is it a copycat? And Bill Smith back, I tell you, the poor boy, he's dating Nora, and he thinks he's doing a good thing by putting this all in the newspaper about about the killings and what happened and how it happened, like, I think it was like 70 years ago or something, like, it was a long time ago, and that they found these, bodies or bones, and how she was involved in things. And well, the fact is that her boss doesn't want her involved in things. So Nora's not very happy with him because he puts her in the paper, and he goofs up with her a couple of times, and she is not a very happy camper when it comes to him. He has kind of messed up their relationship a little bit, but he has a nose for news, and he can't stay out of things, and it gets him into a little bit of trouble in this one. But yeah, so there ends up being like 2 or 3 people, maybe even more than that, 3 or 4 people, I think, that they find murdered, and it all has to do with maybe what happened a long time ago. And yeah, Pendergast, he's a strange feller, but he's pretty cool too. He's got like this dry sense of humor that really cracks me up, but he also seems to come from money, and I don't know what he does. Like, he's an FBI agent, but he must have a special branch all on his own or something, because he has a driver, and he just allowed, he like grabs somebody that he wants, that he thinks gonna help him. Like, there was this policeman that's Patrick O'Shaughnessy, and he's like, he gets in trouble, so he's like, hey, you come work for me, it's already in the works, I just need you to come with me, and everything's gonna be, good. And like Nora Kelly, like, she's, the archaeologist, and he's like, you should just come, and I need you come work with me for a while, type of thing. And it's like, how does he do that? He just like grabs people and takes them and has them help him, and it's like he doesn't report to anybody else or something. He's like his own little FBI agent of his own little special branch or something. I don't know, but I like him because he's really cool. And so yeah, I can't wait to read the next one in this series, because this one was a lot of fun. I won't have time to do it next month, but I'm thinking maybe in May I'm going to have to pick up the 4th book, because I really want to read some more from this series, because I like it. So, that is another one down. It's like another one bites the dust. Woo. And so I will probably be working on this one next, because I am super close to the end, and I will be able to get this one finished probably tomorrow. I think I'm like 80-something% into it, so yeah. This one's going down tomorrow. I'll see y'all later. Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday. It's kind of mid-afternoon, I guess, somewhere around there. And I thought I would come on here and talk about In the Woods by Tana French. So, early this morning, I had to do some outside work and trying to get the yard ready for springtime and mowing season, which I'm never a fan of. But it gives me a chance to listen to audio, and so I listened to the audiobook In the Woods. Guess I could show you the copy I have here. And it is narrated by Stephen Crosley, and I thought he did a really good job. I think my one thing is I'm not really a big fan of overly long mystery books. I like mine to be under 400 or around 400, but this one was quite long. It's like, I don't know how many hours was it on audiobook. It was 20 hours on audiobook, so yeah, it's a long one. And yeah, so anyway, this one is you learn about in 1984 there was a incident that happened where some kids went missing around dusk, and only one of them makes it out. The other two gone missing, and they don't know exactly what happened. And now it's been 20 years later, and that one person that survived that incident is now a police officer, but he goes under a different name. I believe his name back then was Adam, and he's Rob Ryan in this one. And they find a dead girl, and it's kind of uncanny. It's in the same woods. It kind of has a similarity to what happened to him in the past. And one of the things that he doesn't do is he doesn't tell everybody that, he is this person. Whenever they start talking about the past and everything, he keeps it quiet. He doesn't tell anybody. Eventually he does tell his partner Cassie and everything, but they're investigating the nowadays murder of Katie, who was found in the woods by some archaeologists who were excavating in there, and they end up finding her body. And then there's all these different suspects. I mean, could it be this person or that person or whatever? And there is some, I don't know. I feel like it's very hard to explain without spoiling something, because I'd like to mention something, but then I'm like, nope, that might spoil. So anyway, but yeah, it's a very long book about them trying to figure out who it was that killed Katie, and was it the parents are under suspicion. There's her siblings. There's some of the people she knew. Some of those that were out in the dig site thing and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, it's there's a lot going into it and everything, and there's a lot between Rob and his partner, and you also get the little snippets of him remembering things from back then in 1984 and what happened with him and his friends and all that stuff. And this had one of those endings that I had to think about it, but I just don't think I'm a fan of the ending. I wasn't a huge fan of it anyway. It just, I don't know, there was something about it that just wasn't really keeping my interest very well. But then the ending happened, and I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the ending. I don't like unresolved things, and this definitely had some unresolved issues. And that's the way that, I mean, I know that happens sometimes, but I can't say anything without like spoiling something, so I'm trying to figure out how to convey my feelings without spoiling. But also, the ending with, I don't know, just how everything goes down with the police and with Rob and with Cassie and all the stuff that happens like towards at the end. Rob was really kind of stupid, and he let some things, I guess he let uh, his feelings for certain things and like uh, be manipulated a little bit, I think, and I kind of thought he was a little dumb, but in some ways I still liked him, and I don't necessarily think I like how his story ended or whatever happened. And with the whole thing with Cassie was really weird too. Um, I don't know. It just felt weird the way everything, I don't know, ended or whatever. And I did look to see um, about the next book, and I guess the next book is about Cassie, which was his partner. But uh, I have also noticed that they never stick with the same characters. Like in the third book, it's somebody else. In the fourth book, there's somebody else. And I thought that was kind of weird since it's supposed to be like the Dublin Murder Squad. I figured it would be these books centered around this squad of people, like the same people, and not all these different people. So I'm not sure how I feel about that as a series. And don't think I'm in a hurry to try to, to get to the next one. I don't know. I have really mixed feelings about this book. I would say maybe 3 to 3.5 stars. Just not a favorite that I've read this month. So yeah, I feel like I'm rambling on about it and not really saying a whole lot about it because I feel like it's hard to talk about it without spoiling something at the same time. So those are just how I feel. I'm very mixed about it. But that's another one down. So I think next up I'm going to try and finish up The Breaking Point by Mary Roberts Reinhardt. I have that one on audiobook that I've been listening to on YouTube, and it's not anything spectacular, but like I've said before, I'm having a lot more fun listening to the sections and then going and reading the sections and seeing what everybody's thought about the section and their chat and how they feel about the book. It's been kind of fun. And so for that reason is the reason I keep continuing with that book, so I can just see what they thought about it as I read. So yeah, I will check back in whenever I finish something else. Hello everybody, it is Wednesday 9 something in the morning, and I am sitting out in the car waiting on Dad to get out of his doctor's appointment. It's for his diabetic shoes. They fix his shoes or whatever, like make him step in a mold or whatever. And he gets shoes like once a year, so that's what we're doing. And it's all rainy and nasty, and I'm sitting out in the car, and I'm going to read Recess is Recess is a Jungle by Jack, I think it's Schaubert, something like that. It is number 3 in the Erie Elementary. I should be reading books I already are in the middle of, but this came in and I was like, you know what? I'm feeling like a little like short middle grade, and so I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to sit here and read this. Hello everybody, it's Thursday afternoon, and I forgot to come on here yesterday and update, so I thought I'd go ahead and do one right now. I finished 2 books yesterday, and then I forgot to come on. And so one of them was one that is not on my TBR, and it was another little middle grade book that I just decided to read because it's really quick, like I think 94, 95 pages or something like that. But I had read 2 other books in this series this month, and this one just came in on overdrive, and I thought, why not? And so this one was Recess is a Jungle by Jack Schaubert, and this is number 3 in the Eerie Elementary series. And this series is it's just fun. It's like a little middle grade horror, maybe even more like children's chapter book type thing. And what it is Sam is the hall monitor at Erie Elementary, and when he becomes hall monitor, he realizes that the school is alive, and the old guy that made him hall monitor is like the janitor now, and he used to be hall monitor, so he knows all about the school, and he picked Jack for this job. And you find out that Orson Erie is one of the Erie family who supposedly has never died because there's no grave for him, and they think that he is the reason that the school is alive because Orrin Erie is Erie Elementary. And in this one, they were kicking a soccer ball around during recess, and one goes really over towards the woods, and they thought they would be safe going into the woods because they thought that Orson Erie only had the school grounds and not the woods, but the soccer ball kind of gets drawn into the woods. They go to chase it down, him and his 2 friends, Antonio and Lucy, who are kind of like assistant hall monitors now because they know about everything. And they go in there and they get trapped in some fog, and some weird and strange things happen, and they realize that Orson Erie owns the woods too, because at one point in time he was going to expand and make like a soccer grounds over there, but it never happened. It just remained woods, and so they're not safe there either. And then they realize that what has happened is they have been pulled away from the school, and now they're afraid that the school is going to be attacked by something that Orson Erie might have. And so they're trying to make their way back to the school, but there's this huge maze of grass that pops up, and just all kinds of fun things that they had. There's a playground that's attacking them, and all kinds of stuff. It's just kind of weird and spooky little things for little kids, and it's just fun. So there was that one. And then I finished The Breaking Point by Mary Roberts Reinhardt, and I wasn't really all that impressed with this one. I would give it 2.5 stars, maybe 3 stars on Goodreads. It was okay, but at the same time, it was kind of boring, and I don't think I would have gotten through it if I would have just read it, but I did listen to it on YouTube. I found a deal on YouTube to listen to it, and I could speed that narrator up a bit because he was a little slow. But yeah, it wasn't too bad. It's about this guy, Dick Livingston, and he had amnesia, I guess, or something happened, memory loss of some sort, maybe, I think, due to more like a traumatic event. And he's been living with Lucy and David, and some things are happening, and he knows that there's a part of him that he doesn't remember, and he's kind of wanting to figure out what happened. And he has also been spotted by some people that knew him back then, and it kind of puts a spin through everything that happens. And he was wanting to get married to this girl Elizabeth, but he needs to remember what happened, and so he goes back to where it all happens, where he ends up remembering things. And basically he was accused of murder back when he was younger, and he didn't remember it until then. And he thinks that he done it, but there are some that don't think he done it. And it's kind of, to me, was more of I think, psychological thriller, but a slow burn one, because it was really, really slow on how it played out. and you got little bits and information as you go. And it wasn't, from what I've heard from others, like her traditional type of whodunits. So I will give one of her whodunits like a try, but yeah, this one just wasn't really a hit. But I got it done, and I think the best part was following along with the group read that was on the March Mystery Madness Discord channel, because Janelle was hosting a group read and just reading parts of it and then going and looking and seeing what everybody had been commenting about it. That was made it a little bit more fun. So I still am reading on this one, and I am about 60-ish, 67% or something. I then forgot, but somewhere around there. And so I think I can get this done tonight. I have also Undercover Couple by Barb Hahn, my Harlequin Intrigue, and I have I'm at 84%, I believe, or somewhere thereabouts. So I do know I can get that one finished. So my goal is to finish these. I don't have any plans for tonight, so I'm pretty sure it's doable. I'm just be in my room reading away, trying to get the last of the books that I wanted to get done for March done. And when I do, I will pop back on here and tell you about them, and then wrap up this reading vlog, because I'm going to just go ahead and leave it at the end of March and then start a new one for April. Hello everybody, it's about 7 something in the evening on Thursday still, and I'm come back with an update. I have finished Undercover Couple by Barb Hahn, and this one is a Harlequin Intrigue, and it's a little bit different than I thought it was going to be going in. I should have did a little bit more research on it, and maybe I wouldn't have been quite so aggravated at the ending as I was whenever I got to that very end. But this one is about legendary ATF agent Quint, and he is not especially happy to have to team up with Special Agent Ree to be a newlywed couple. He's not ever worked with her before, and he is, it's just been 6 months since he lost his partner and best friend. She was killed in the line of duty, and he's not really quite sure he wants to work with another female officer. And when she comes in all spunky and going to lay down the ground rules, because she thinks this is what she needs to do to make sure they keep it all, like, business-like, it doesn't quite go the way she thought it was going to. So, like, their first meeting was really cute and kind of funny. And so, because they are pretending to be a newlywed couple, there is the forced proximity of having to stay in the same house together, and they have to be all lovey-dovey and pretend that they are newlyweds. And so there is a lot of kissing and stuff going on, and they are trying to keep themselves separate, but they are very attracted to each other, so that's how that goes. And they are there to try to find guns that are being ran through this restaurant. So she is getting hired on as a waitress there, and he is pretending to have an injured leg because he used to have a moving company and he got hurt, and he's decided that he's too old to be doing that, and that maybe he needs a desk job. So he is going back to school to learn computers in hopes that maybe he can convince them to let him look at their computers to fix them up or stuff like that, if they can get a kind of a repartee going with the business owner there at the restaurant. And so they're, just newlyweds, new to town, and all that stuff. And I liked it, but there is something that I did not like. So I'm going to talk about it because I feel like I need to rant a little bit. So spoilers from here until I'll put like spoilers here, and then whenever spoilers gone, then I'm done talking about that. You can fast forward a little bit or whatever. But here we go. Okay, so whenever I go into a romance, I want it to end with the one book. I don't want it to have to span over a wide variety of books. I every other intrigue I've ever read, they've always been just one book, and it's not been like part of a series. Even if it is part of a series, you always get the happily ever after at the end. And I know that the intrigue books are heavy on the intrigue, not quite so much on the romance, but they always get together at the end. So here I am on this one. I'm reading, and we're getting to the end, and it's like, and they're like leaving. They're like separating. She's going her way, and he's going his way, and I'm like, what the heck? No, no, this is not what's supposed to happen. No. So I did a little bit of digging on. I went and looked it up and everything, and maybe I should have just read more into what series is about, because I thought it was a standalone, because it doesn't say series. I hate it when they put it into Goodreads, but it doesn't say Reinquent #1. But so evidently it is there. They say that they can be read as standalones, but I don't understand. If you're expecting them to get together, you can't really read it as standalone, or you're just going to be left hanging. But there are 4 books. And so, like, the next one that comes out in May, and it's a newlywed assignment. And then there's another one that's called Eyewitness Man and Wife. And then the 4th book is Mission Honeymoon. So, yeah. So, it's going to take 4 books for them to decide that they want to get together. What? No. No. I'm a little frustrated. I liked it, but I'm frustrated at the same time. So, and I will continue on because I do like the characters. But that's a little aggravating. Just saying. Okay. Rant over. So anyway, I will be looking for the next book from Barb Hahn, because I need to find out, what's going to happen next. So I give this one... I'm going to give this one 3.5 stars. I may give it 4 stars on Goodreads, because, it was entertaining, and I enjoyed it, and I did like Rhea and Quint, and I had a lot of fun getting to know them, and how hard it was for them to have to work together and everything, and they're trying to keep things so professional. And I liked how Rhea kind of felt sorry for Zoe, one of the workers there, the waitresses, and how she so passionate about her job, and about, one of the reasons why she's a police officer, and things like that, and joined up and is FBI, is to, one of the reasons why she joined up and is a special agent is because she wants to help people, and being able to help Zoe, who is in an abusive relationship. I really like that she got to, do that, as well as solve what she was there to solve. So I did like that. But the other part just frustrated me. So, yeah. Okay, that's it. I'll be back when I get done with this one. I'm at 67%. Hello, I am back to talk about my last book of the month. So, I finished The Wire in the Blood by Val Mcdermott. Whew, I didn't think I was going to get her finished tonight, but I did. It's around 10 o'clock, and I'm kind of tired, and I'm ready to go to bed, so I'm going to make it quick. So, this is the second book in the Tony Hill and Carol Jordan series, and it's about Tony Hill, who is a criminal psychologist and a profiler, and Carol Jordan, who is a DCI. And in the first one, when they first met, they kind of had somewhat of a relationship, but not like a physical one. But she really likes Tony, but because he works in the field that he works, and how he works, and how it's messed with his mind and things like that, he doesn't really go in for like sexual relations. So she took a job. He was having in this one, he's having like they're doing this team where he's going to be leading this team, and he expected her to be part of his team because they do work well together, but she took a job somewhere else, working as a DCI, and she's got her own case. It's an arsonist case that she's working on. There's a serial arsonist. And meanwhile, Tony Hill is with his young policemen and things like that, and police women that are trying to form this team. It's kind of like a trial, I guess, to see if they could have like this profiling team and everything. And they're just kind of doing like some case studies and things like that. And they're just really young and eager men and women. And they had some cases that they worked on, some old cases. Well, one of the ladies, she really, really wants to be a profiler, like really bad. Like she is really into it. That is her stuff. And her name was Shaz. And she finds a common link between a lot of these missing women and this famous guy. And she kind of told him about her theory, and people just kind of laughed at her because it's like, oh, well, it's not going to be that guy because he's famous and all that kind of stuff. But she worked really hard on it, and she pretty much pinpointed every time he was at a location, one of the girls goes missing. And she worked on it really hard, but nobody would listen to her. So she decided to go and work on it on her own, and she decided that she was going to kind of go feel it out. And she went to the guy's house and was talking to him, just kind of getting a feel for him, and kind of saying that maybe she thought he was a celebrity stalker type, or somebody that worked with him that might have been involved in this. Well, he thinks that, she knows a little bit too much, and so he has to get rid of her. And so it's going to be about Tony, and all the rest of them are trying to figure out what happened to Shaz. And it's not a spoiler because it mentions him back. But yeah, it took about halfway through the book to get to that part, because I was like, that's a lot of buildup to get to like the main like part of the story where they're going to be trying to figure out. And so they're taking like another look at her information and what she has, but none of the like higher up policemen will believe them. They're like the little profilers, and they're trying to get themselves out of trouble because, well, who is the person that usually, if somebody dies, they're going to look at? They're going to look at the people that was closest to her or seen her last. One of the guys in the group was supposed to have drinks with her, but she never showed up. And so they're trying to, piece things together, and they think he had something to do with it. So they won't even pay attention to, like, Tony Hill and his people. It was very frustrating, because it's like, you stupid idiots. Meanwhile, Carol's trying to figure out her arsonist, and she asked Tony Hill about it, and he figures out that there's a connection between firefighters, and so he helps her with her case, but then in turn, she's like the only one that will listen to him, and so she works beside him with his case, trying to figure out what happened to Shaz, and if this person really is the serial killer that they think he is. And there is a missing girl, and maybe they could get to the missing girl on time. And yes, it was a lot. It's definitely very dark and very gritty and very gory in places. Like it talks about some things can get kind of icky, but I liked it. I gave it 4 stars. I can't wait to continue on with the series. Hopefully I can get to another one this year. This is it is a series on my series about series list. So I would like to get to at least one more this year if I can, if not more. We'll see how it goes. But yes, got my last one done for March. So excited. I didn't think I was going to get it done in time. I really thought I was going to have to roll one over, but I got it. So I am going to end the vlog here and just talk about, list my books that I read at the last 4 days, or 4 or 5 days. What was it? From Sunday to Thursday. I'm tired, y'all. I'm tired. So the books that I finished the last week of March, I finished Mr. Limoncellos' A Great Library Race by Chris Grabenstein. I gave this one 4 stars. I really enjoyed this series. It's a lot of fun. It's probably my favorite middle grade series that I read during the month of March. I read In the Woods by Tana French, and this was a bit of a letdown, and so this one got 2.5 stars. I read The Cabinets of Curiosity by Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child, and I really enjoyed this one and give it 4.5 stars. I really liked it. And then I had a little one that I jumped in here, and it was Recess's Jungle by Jack Schaubert, and this one is the 3rd book in the Eerie Elementary series, and it was cute, and I gave it 3 stars. Then I have The Breaking Point by Mary Roberts Reinhardt, which was kind of a, it was okay, kind of a, I don't know, 2.53 stars on Goodreads probably. And then Undercover Couple, which I had a bit of a rant about, but I still give it 4 stars. And then this one, so Wire in the Blood by Mcdermott. So I did pretty good. Now, it sounds like I read a whole lot during that time period, but all of these but Recess in the Jungle, which I read in like pretty much one day, but all of those I'd already had started the previous weeks. Some of them I even had started even longer than that. They are just books that I was working on, and I was down to the point to where I had to finish them all, because I just had to finish them. There's something about books rolling over to the next month that kind of drives me crazy. I really like to try to finish my books if I can. So I had to work at it, and I had to finish them. But that's okay. But I accomplished quite a bit this month, and I had a lot of fun with March Mystery Madness. If you've read any of these books, please let me know what you thought of them in the comments. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye.